Okay. Why are photographers and videographers obsessed with camera bags? You see, I thought it was just me, because for a long time now, I have had a little bit of an obsession is a strong word, but it's the only word I can think of, with bags. I love a good bag. I love organization. I like being organized. So when I travel, it's really important that I can get everything that I need on the trip within the bags or the bags that I'm taking with me. Now, of course, when you're a videographer or a photographer, you're carrying a lot of expensive equipment with you, and it's important that you have the right type of bag to take with you on whatever type of journey that you're going on. And I think the holy grail of camera bags is a little bit of a myth, because I don't believe there is a perfect camera bag. Because the question I have in my mind when someone says, what's the best camera bag, is what's the best camera bag for what? Because it depends on what you're doing, where you're going, the type of videos and photos that you shoot, and what type of equipment you want to bring. And I've realized this because I go on different types of trips, either on client trips, on work trips, or their personal trips. And for every type of trip, I have a different need and different types of equipment that I want to bring. If you're new here, hi, I'm Sunjay. I'm a videographer based in the UK. And if you watched my channel before, you would have seen that I recently did a review of my travel bag that I took to IBC in Amsterdam. Now, that was the Peak Design Everyday Zip, and you can watch my video review up here somewhere. But spoiler alert, I hate that bag. And I've had it for a long time. And again, hate is a very strong word, but I have grown to hate that bag because it just doesn't hold your things in place. So I've been on a bit of a mission. I've actually since sold that bag, and I went out and purchased this one. Now this is the Urth. How'd you say it? This is the Urth Arkose 21 litre camera backpack. Now, straight off the bat, the reason I love this thing is because it doesn't look like a camera bag, right? It just looks like a plain old black, matte black everything camera bag. There's a little bit of a tiny branding here, which is kind of in this rubberized material. But and if you don't know who that brand is, if you've never heard of Urth, then you're not going to know it's a camera bag. In fact, I only knew of Urth as the people that make lens accessories, so like filters, ND filters, those types of things. But no, they make camera backpacks as well. So why did I go with this one when there's a plethora of other small camera bags out there? So if I take you back to my main problem with the Peak Design bag, was that it didn't really work for me every day. The reason I bought it in the first place is because I wanted a small-ish camera bag that I could take with me as an everyday or a daily carry, but also for those short city trips, if I was just going into London or if I'm popping over to Europe, I want to take something small that can fit a lot of stuff in. Now, 21 litres doesn't sound like a lot. However, I have been really surprised with how much stuff I've actually managed to pack into this. And there's a little surprise that this bag has, which I'm going to reveal a little bit later in this video, so stick around and find out what that is. This is not a review because I've only had this bag for like 2 weeks and I've actually never taken it out apart from on this trip here. So it's not really fair for me to review it, but I'm going to give you my first impressions. So straight off the bat, like I said, this bag has a small footprint, right? It's relatively small. It's actually the right size for a personal item if you're going on a plane. If you travel regularly, you'll know that on most airlines, you are allowed on the plane a personal item, which is a small kind of daily carry, as well as kind of a larger trolley bag, which you put in the overhead bins. So this bag is the perfect size to fill up and then stick into the seat in front of you, or under the seat in front of you, should I say. But that's exactly what I did when I took this bag with me on this trip. So this was my kind of daily carry. And then I also had my Nanook, where is it? This thing. I also had this Nanook 935, which I also took with me. So this is kind of a cabin size bag. This went in the overhead bins. This, of course, is more protective, so it has all my camera gear, my lenses. I will be doing a full review on this bag because I've had it for about 6 months now and I love it. Okay, so back to the Arkose. Now, small footprint, love it. Okay, let's look at the exterior to begin with. So I'm going to start with the straps because the straps are really important, right? Because this is what you're going to be bearing the weight effectively. Now, these straps they're quite thin. Now, depending on how much gear you have in this, you might find that over a longer period of time or with heavier loads, it can feel like the bag's kind of falling back a little bit, and the only way you have to cinch them forward is these kind of normal straps to kind of make it smaller. But you know, they do the job relatively well. I love the fact that you can place your Peak Design capture clip on there, so that goes on nicely, nice and easy, no worries there at all. The back is kind of this soft kind of material. You can kind of feel there's a little bit of kind of stiffness there that kind of helps you to, you know, make you feel that your gear is protected. At the top here, you've got a carry handle, so you'll see that carry handle here. This is quite a nice carry handle. It kind of feels good in the hand. It's not the thickest carry handle, so maybe if you've got too much weight, I wouldn't be carrying it from here for too long, but it's not the worst carry handle in the world. I've used worse. Okay, let's look at the pockets on the exterior. So I'm going to start at the top. You'll see at the top here, there is this zip pocket. Now, this zip pocket, I'm going to just empty everything I've got in here, actually. So I've got a lens cleaner. I've got my trusty scales that I use when I fly. And that's it. That's all I've got in here now. So this is quite a nice, easy access pocket. I wouldn't put my passport in here because it's kind of behind you. And if you're on a train or a busy, crowded street, it's noisy. Someone could easily unzip that and kind of pop their hand in there. So as I said, I don't put anything valuable in there, but it's just a nice, quick, easy access pocket. As for pockets on the outside, there's a couple more here. So these live kind of in the corners up here. So you'll see here, there is a zip over here. And again, in this pocket, I have got, what have I got in here? I've got a charger. So I've got a battery bank, power bank, and some cables. So that kind of is a nice pocket for that. Empty. Let's open this side, and then on the other side you've got the exact same pocket on that side, and here I've got just a USB-C charging cable that I can use. So again, nice easy access pocket. Depending on what you've got in the bag, the size of these pockets will be restricted. So the more things you have at the top of the bag, the less space there is in these side pockets. So something small, something flat, something easy is quite useful. Now, I thought that was it when it came to pockets on the outside, 1, 2, and 3. However, when I was literally leaving for my trip and I was just examining the bag, I was trying to see if this was this thing here, I don't know if you can see, there's a little gap there. And you can kind of put your hand through and it kind of comes out the other end. Now, I thought that was a luggage pass-through, but it's too narrow for a luggage pass-through. So I don't quite know what that is. Maybe they sell a belt that goes in there. Actually, I haven't checked that out. That probably is what it is. But in here, if I can show you, there is a secret pocket. You probably can't see this on the camera. I can't even get it. There you go. You hear that zip? In here is a flat pocket that kind of goes the width of the bag. And in here, of course, passport. So this is the pocket that you want to hide all your valuables, right? So your wallet, your passport, your boarding pass, anything like important documents, they can go in here. You can zip that up. That's going to be against your back. No one's even going to know that pocket's there, so you're perfectly safe and protected. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to find out when we drop more videos like this one. Just a few other things that you've got on the outside of the bag. You've got kind of these loops here. So you've got one loop there. You've got another loop on this side. So you can see here, I've simply just put a little padlock on there. One of the things that I wish it did have, which it doesn't have, is a water bottle pocket. Now, they are quite useful just because water is useful, but I kind of don't miss it on this bag because the way that I use it, it's kind of, I'm not going to be going on long treks where I need to be carrying a bottle of water with me. So I'm okay with it not having a water bottle, but a lot of people do put it in on the inside, and I'll show you that in a moment. Access-wise, this is not a clamshell opening bag. It's more of a traditional backpack. So you have two ways to access this bag. You have this bottom half, which I'm going to reveal a little bit later. So from the top here, you can access this top half of the bag. So where this kind of zip is to here, in fact, probably is more than half of the bag. Now in here, I've got my headphones. So my trusty Bose noise cancelling headphones, which I always take on a plane. I've got my XLR module for my camera. That's in there as well. And I've got a kind of a tech organizer. This is from Incase. This is a really cool thing just for your cables and other accessories. I've got a V-mount battery. So remember, on the plane, you have to carry all your V-mount batteries or your batteries, full stop, on your person. So I just stick one of these V-mounts in here. Now, this is really cool to act as a little battery bank as well, because you can obviously just plug in your USB-C or USB chargers into the top of this, and you can charge your phone or your devices. So that's quite handy to have. Next, got this. This is my DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I love this thing. I bought this particularly for this trip. I will do a separate video on this a little bit later. I've got a power bank. This is a Hyperjuice power bank. Now, the reason I like this one is because look at the ports on there. You've got 100 watt, 100 watt, 18 and 18. So you've got 236 watts out of this little bad boy. So I've had this for a while. I bought it on a Kickstarter a while ago. And the reason I like this so much is because here, of course, I'm in the UK. You have this UK adapter, but then you can just pull this off. And then now I'm in the US, I can just simply have a US plug there. So no need to carry an extra adapter with you. So I take this everywhere. This charges my laptop, charges my iPad, charges my phone if I'm at a hotel or an airport, wherever I want to be. So in this section here, I have got a Sharpie, I've got my Apple Pencil for my iPad. Then on this side here, I have got this little phone holder, which is kind of like a little mini tripod. So if I need to just grab my phone and do anything with my phone, any video. On this side here, I've got a selfie stick. So this is a selfie stick for the Osmo Pocket 3. So it's just one of those extending selfie sticks. Nice to have in your bag and keep with you. So that goes in there as well. And then you have your, so you can see here, this is kind of where the bottom of that first half, and you can see this is the bottom half of this bag is blocked off. Now there's a zip here which allows me to unzip this if I want to just use this as a kind of a one big hole, if you like, so a traditional backpack. You can just unzip that, take out what's in the bottom, and you've got a big hole, traditional backpack, everyday carry type thing. So then you've got a little pocket here, you've got a laptop sleeve, so I can fit my 12.9 inch iPad in there. I've actually put in there, what have I got in there? I've got an AirTag. Never leave home without it. I've got my bank card reader thing, and that's it, I think. And then you've got a laptop sleeve, which I've actually got my iPad in because I didn't carry my laptop in here. I carried my laptop in my Nanook 935. There's loads of space in there. It's quite surprising how malleable the bag actually is. I said earlier, there's a little trick that this bag has up its sleeve, and that's where the bottom of this bag comes in handy. So I'm going to just unzip this from here. And now you can see this bag then kind of almost, it's like a mouth opening. So it has a mouth opening here. And inside here is a little camera cube. So you can see in here, oops. So here you can see is the bottom half of, so if you just had this as a whole. Now underneath here, before we get into that, there's another pocket here. I've got in here, what have I got in here? Oh, we've got these straps. So I forgot to mention these. These are the kind of, if you had a tripod, you can actually use these to hook onto the side. So actually, I don't use these this time around. And there's this thin pocket here, which you can just place like some memory cards or something like that in there. So that's the interior. And then you've got these camera cubes. Now these are really, really cool. This is what really sold this bag to me. So if I open up this camera cube, you can see in here, I'm actually putting in this one. I've got my Zoom F6 recorder. I'm not going to really empty this one because basically it's a bunch of kind of, I've got my Pro Blade hard drives in there. I've got my Pro Blade transports. I've got some batteries. I've got a couple of lav mics. I've got a couple of USB-C cables. Now this comes with internal dividers as well, and I'm not using one at the moment, but you do get these dividers that you can kind of divide this up into, and you get plenty of them. I think I got 3 or 4 dividers. Now I also got a second one of these. So I have 2 of these little mini kind of camera cubes, if you like. And this one, you can see I've simply put my lenses, my lens filters, my ND filters, and I've got my Rode Wireless Pro microphone in there. And then up here you've got another zip pocket which has kind of got some cash. We've got some cash in there. I've got some lens wipes and stuff like that as well. Again, quite thin but quite nice to have. Now the reason I like these is because of course you can just carry these and just use these on their own, but you can also then put these into another bag, right? So if you wanted to use a normal kind of backpack or a normal suitcase and you wanted to protect your gear, you can just pop one of these into there and your gear is protected. Or you can go back to your original bag and you can put these both in here. So I'm going to put this one in the bottom and just shove that in there. Oh, and the zips, by the way, are, they're all YKK, they're amazing. They've got these kind of, these tabs which you can pull. There you go, it's quite nice and easy. So that one's in, and then I can pop this one on top. And I've still got some room up here to put some things in. Close that up. And now you've got 2 camera cubes inside this bag, fits under the seat in front of you on the plane. What's not to like? I really like this bag. I think it's great. And the good thing is, now that I'm here, if I was just going to go somewhere for the day, I can just take everything out of this bag, put my laptop in there, put my Osmo Pocket 3 in there, put a water bottle in there, and I've got a day pack. So yeah, really impressed with this Urth, still can't say it, backpack, 21 litre Arkose backpack. Price. I actually don't know what the price is on this. I bought this on eBay, secondhand. Now, it said it was nearly new and unused. This rip wasn't there before you're thinking that. I did check the bag thoroughly, so that's been caused by me, probably from overfilling it a little bit too much. So there you have it. That's my first impressions of the Urth Arkose 21 litre camera backpack with camera cubes. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you have any other alternatives that you think would be a good competitor for this. Personally, this works better than the Peak Design everyday zip because of those camera cubes, and when I open the bag, nothing falls out. So for me, so far, so good. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to find out when we drop more videos like this one, and I'll see you next time. Oh no. Okay, so I've just noticed while I've been doing this review, so there's a small tear that's appeared there, which is a little bit frustrating. I'm going to try and see if I can get that sewn, re-stitched up, because yeah, that is a shame.